So, just before I'm gonna edit all this. None of this is going in the episode. I wanted to mention, something in the first episode. I was probably gonna mention this before we even started recording, but we can't stop now. I, at some point during the intro bit of the last episode, I realized that some of the audio from my end was like literally unusable because you were right. There's a lot of really, really bad spikes because the microphone I was using was really shitty at the time, and then we fixed that for the second half. And there was one point where there was audio that was literally so bad, but it was so important to what we were saying that I recorded new stuff.
You
Like I pretended that it was like in the moment. I tested out the audio to make sure I sounded exactly like how I was supposed to be sounding.
My God, Andrew.
I know I felt so corporate. As the whole time I was like, I can't believe
so manufactured.
I named the file Band-Aid. I thought it was nice. Anyway, that's fun. Hey, have you ever how often do you have Oreo?
How often do I have Oreos?
Yeah, Milk's favorite cookie.
Well, I don't like milk, so never.
Well, you can just eat them.
I can. I mean, I have them every once in a while. They're kind of rich.
The cream is super rich.
Yeah.
I wanted to
I like the cookie part.
Okay, that's what I was literally gonna fucking say. Why, as a country, why have we been sleeping on the fucking cookie?
No, the cookie's bomb, and like the cream is fine. I have to like cut it in half and like put one half on like each of a cookie half.
Yeah, like I was thinking, because we have the fucking shit we got some Oreos, and that's why I've been thinking about them. We got like, it's more cream, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I hate how much cream there is. I want more cookie. Like I don't know how they would do more cookie unless maybe they wanted to do layers.
I mean, you could do just like a little bit like a thicker cookie.
You
could just sell the cookie.
I
would buy just cookie.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea. But I would be worried if they wanted to do a thicker cookie that it would be like horrible to crunch on.
Yeah.
Because right now
I'd buy just cookie halves.
Mm-hmm, that's a good one. But I was thinking, like, what if it was like, what if they did like regular Oreo size with like the regular amount of cream, but they split the cream in half and just put another cookie.
So 3 layers. Like a double decker.
3 layers. I would get that. That's Oreo.
I feel like that would kind of be awful to bite into, because you would have like crunch and then like your teeth would be just cutting through like nothing and then crunch again, and you're like, oh.
That's what happens when you have a regular Oreo.
Yeah, I hate it. So I split it in half. Just give me the cookie.
Also, the advertising that they use with the Milk's favorite cookie, that's wild. First off, Milk doesn't have opinions. And second off, like, it's not good with milk.
I wouldn't.
Like, only the cookie part is really kind of all right with milk. The cream is just cream. You can't put cream in milk and expect it to be any less than cream.
Or any more than cream, honestly.
Like, you don't add milk when you do that. The cream doesn't absorb any milk. Anyway, that's our cold open.
That's the Oreo discourse portion of this podcast. Hi, welcome back. We still don't have a name.
We still don't have a name. We didn't do a name yet, because Alan is dead.
Alan is dead.
Alan died. I'm so sorry to have to say it.
I buried him myself in the backyard. And I made Andrew watch.
So we held a little funeral
No,
for Alan.
Didn't. No, we didn't.
Well, I held one in my heart because I had to.
I said for personal reasons we cannot use Alan.
Yeah, Alan died. Alan is not gonna happen. But we still do need to have another name. Honestly, we made a joke about it in the intro of the first F that if we just called it like Untitled Media Review Podcast, It's not even that bad of an idea.
Untitled media review. So our acronym would be
UMRP.
UMP. Nope. Okay, so we have to find better acronym. But something along those lines, I would not be opposed to be quite
Well,
honest.
it would be like I mean, it might be cool. Maybe at some point, if we accrue at least one audience member, then they can decide.
That, yeah.
I'll get my mom.
Hi, Mrs. Andrew's mother.
No, she's not home. She's at work. We have to do a podcast.
Well, I figured when we produce the podcast.
I'll show it to her and I'll say this is what I do instead of have a job. Anyway, so we're back. Last episode we did. I'm just gonna make sure we can't air these out of order. I'm gonna make 100% certain that I reference stuff from previous episodes.
Oh, excellent.
The last episode we did was what?
Continuity.
Oh, I thought you like snidely said someone's name, and I was like, whoa. What? Like I heard like someone's name, and since it was so quiet, I thought that you were like me bringing up the idea that I'm going to like make sure that something happens. You were like saying like, yeah, see that? Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, the last episode we did was about Violet Evergarden, and it was a good show. But now we're moving on with greener pastures.
Well, I wouldn't say greener.
Well, this one's
different pastures.
Different pastures, and we are going to do this is our fun gimmick. This time, I know the show. We are going to be reviewing Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. I believe the full title is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. I don't know why I said it out of order.
Wait, is it really? I just always ever heard it as like one or the other.
It's Demon Slayer : Kimetsu no Yaiba, and I believe Kimetsu no Yaiba translates to oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh,
you have to be a true fan. You have to know.
Oh no shit. I was so scared. My phone started connecting to something. That's what I was freaking out about. But no, I believe that it, yeah, okay, I have it on Wikipedia. It translates to Blade of Demon Destruction.
You want to try that again?
Blade, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Blade of Demon Destruction.
Oh, excellent.
So that you can call this show Demon Slayer, Blade of Demon Destruction. I understand.
Well, now I know it has to do with swords. I wasn't sure of that before.
Oh no, I'm spoiling it already.
Oh no. God, Andrew.
But I want to do, so we did this bit at the end of the last episode, and that was a mistake just because I forgot to do it. I want to do it the right way this time. So Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba is a Japanese manga and anime series. Back when it was a manga, it was written and illustrated by Koyoharu Gotoge.
You're gonna have to get better at these names if you're gonna read them.
Well, hold on. I got this. I prepared specifically for this.
Oh, good. Wow. Wow.
That's the Japanese Google Translate bot saying it. Let's listen to the English Translate bot say it.
Oh god.
That's me.
So sad.
Koyoharu Gotoge. That's fun. I think.
I've never been more embarrassed to talk with someone. That's actually not true. Factually incorrect.
Okay, but it's a funny little show. It was then taken. It was published in Shonen Jump, which is very good because that's a really popular manga outlet, and was then turned into a currently run anime series. It's still not over. Just the first season is out. It was animated by Ufotable, I believe. And Ufotable is very good at making anime. I just want to bring this up right now. They're a very talented anime studio, but I want to mention, just so that if anyone listens to this and then comes at me for not mentioning it, I am aware that they are under investigation for tax evasion.
What? Wait, no, what else has this animation company done?
They actually haven't done a lot, but they've done like Fate Zero, which is super well animated. They did like it's weird. They've been around for a really long time, but they've only worked on like maybe like 12 shows. They're also super known for claymation, which is super cool.
Okay.
They don't use claymation for in Kimetsu no Yaiba, but they're super known and they're super good at animating when they want to. But also they did a tax evasion. We won't. That's I just everyone be aware that I know that that happened, and I'm not trying to defend them on that. I'm just saying that they did do a
Well.
good job drawing the pictures for the show.
So anyway, I
uh,
haven't seen this.
Yeah, Alayna hasn't seen it yet. I have. I watched the whole dang thing, and I'm super excited for the movie that's coming out at some point.
We are not watching the whole dang thing for this review. How many
That's
episodes are we watching?
so. This is we still have to decide this. This is either
Okay.
going to be a two-part episode of the podcast or a three-part, depending on how many we watch. Because I did some research into like when would be a good place to stop watching, and it's either like maybe episode 10 or episode 14, which is like those are not too. I mean, we would probably go to 14 if we got to 10 anyway, because it's only like 2 more hours.
Only 2 more hours on a school night.
I mean, like it's
I
not too
mean,
much more to watch.
4:30 now. Yeah, if we start like soon.
If we start like soon,
If we
we'll
start
go on.
like
We'll
soon.
go on. Just be aware that we're not gonna watch the whole dang thing right now. We're gonna come back either one third or halfway through the show and talk about our current impressions. And I will hopefully not spoil anything.
God, if you
Uh,
do.
but this is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be action focused, very fun, well animated. Love all of the. God, you're gonna love all the boys.
Oh, good. I
Very.
love like. I was gonna say I love loving boys, and I was like, wait.
It's a Freudian slip.
No.
I don't know. Anyway,
Anyway,
so that's a bit 12. That's good. It's
we're
a
not gonna
good.
talk about first impressions
Oh,
or
that's like part of the bit.
expectations.
I forgot
You
about
were
that.
like so. You were like, we have to do this for Violet Evergarden, and now you're just like, oh, we have 12 minutes.
I mean, well, okay. So you don't know really too much or anything about the show, as opposed to me with Violet Evergarden having known a lot about the show going into it.
I have seen the character designs.
They're good.
Um,
We know we love them.
I know there's cosplay drama where people are saying there's too much of that one girl, and being really mean about it.
Which girl?
Uh, I know her name. I'm blanking on her name. With the bamboo, the scroll in her.
With her
The main
in her
girl.
mouth?
The only
Yeah.
girl I
Okay.
know that exists in
Okay.
that show.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's wild that there would be cosplay drama about people doing her too many times because she's like the most. She's on screen all the time.
Like, no, people were like passing out like these like little slips that were like, you have been charged with cosplaying whatever her name is.
And we'll get to it.
I'll know it in the second half of the podcast.
I mean, I know it. I don't want to. I don't want to say anything.
No, that's valid.
Yeah, we'll get there. It'll be
We'll
fun.
get there.
So you know, you know
That's
the
all
drama.
I know. I know the drama and I know the character design.
That's a fun way to go into a show.
But I always know the drama of everything, which kind of says something about me that I don't like.
That's just the shame of being on Tumblr.com.
This was on Twitter. Tumblr's
just
good now that they had the porn ban.
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Well, okay, maybe good is a bit of a stretch, but it's better.
uh,
So that's what I know.
That's what you know. What do you expect out of it? Go like you've seen character designs. You see, I've given away that there are swords.
It kind of looks like this might be a weird comparison to draw, but kind of like Inuyasha almost, where it's got like, because this is like fandom perception because that's all I've really seen, but like modern and like feudal fantasy almost mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Hello? Oh God,
she's mowing outside my window.
I heard something was happening. That's fun.
Why are they mowing outside my window? Okay, we have to cut it here because that's just gonna keep going.
Well, okay. Well, let me do a send off then. You can just be muted.
Okay.
But
we will just cut it.
but I mean, it's not too much different from what I had to do for the fucking editing of the last intro bit. Uh,
Yikes.
but yeah, no, it's great. That's I mean, I'm not gonna give too much away. I love your comparison to Inuyasha because I won't be able to give away anything with that because I haven't seen Inuyasha.
Which we will get to.
I will get to Inuyasha at some point, I guess. Uh, but I haven't seen it, so I won't be able to say yes or no on that front. Uh, yeah, but it's I mean, you know it's a it's from Shonen Jump, which means it's gotta be one kind of story, huh?
It's gotta be one kind of story, and honestly, that's all we can ask from it. I'm
All right.
excited to see the cute girl.
I I'm excited to see all the characters. Yeah, so we'll be back at some point. We'll watch 10 to 14 episodes.
But for
As
you, we'll be back in 2 seconds. And
but
honestly, I've got nothing to follow that. But just
honestly, what a life you're living.
honestly, what a life you're living.
I spent like 12 hours editing the first episode.
Well, this is like 15.
So that's great. We'll be right back. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Was that good for you?
It was good for me.
I went clap and then one, and then I hear. We'll figure it out.
That's
It's fine.
edit
It's
it in post.
edit it in post.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I guess it's just my thing to do little cold opens. So everything before this point is dead air because I'm about to tell
Dead
my
air.
joke.
Well, tell your joke.
I just wanted to. I've been thinking about a thing. I don't know why I thought it. I don't know why I've been thinking about this thing that a memory of my a childhood event, but I guess it makes sense concerning the current times. There was I think I was maybe like 7 or younger, maybe 6. Who knows? I was playing in a sandbox. Those old treasures. Uh,
Yeah.
I was I was playing in a sandbox and I was digging around in like around the perimeter, because the sandbox was just like basically someone put like a like a rectangle of wood on the ground and it didn't even have a bottom and then they just filled it up with sand. So like you could dig underneath the sandbox basically if you got
Well,
farther down.
that's always fun.
And I was digging underneath the sandbox and I like poked through my finger through the other side and then I took my hand out and then some sort of like scary fly came out and just flew off. And the first thing that I thought of was that I had just destroyed the entire world by releasing an ancient pandemic. So I guess blame me for all the bad stuff that's happening when I was 7.
Well, I wasn't going to, but now that you've offered that open invitation,
uh, Now that I think about that story now, it's very clear that it was just like a bug that like nests underground to like lay eggs or some shit.
no,
But
no, really?
but like I was very very afraid that I had just destroyed the world with my single
At
action.
7, at the tender age of 7.
I was so scared that I was gonna go. It was gonna be so bad, and I was gonna be seeing news reports of people who got bit by a weird bug and now they're dying. But that never happened. But did it?
But
Oh my God.
luckily for you,
Luckily for me, who knows? So welcome.
welcome back. We still don't have a name.
Well, no, welcome back to URMP. Wel-
Or
Welcome back to
Unnamed Media Review Podcast.
Unnamed Review Media Podcast. URMP. Try to say URMP.
Or we need to find like a word. We need to find like an H for the end so we can like make it an actual like kind of an umph sound.
URP.
Yeah? No, keep going.
URP.
Merp.
URP. No, it's URMP. Unnamed Review Media
URMP.
Podcast.
No.
We came to the conclusion that
You.
hold on.
Ugh.
We came to the conclusion that if this podcast ever gets at least one listener, then they will be responsible for naming it.
First subscriber. We'll have the... No, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say first subscriber has the podcast named after them. And then I realized that's a bad idea.
I'm just gonna name it after my mom.
We could do that.
She's probably gonna be a first subscriber. She'll be like, oh, I'm so proud of all of the things you did. That's what my mom sounds like. She sounds like an 80-year-old woman.
Just name it after Alf.
Alf. Welcome back to Alf. No.
Oh, they'd love that.
Hey, welcome back to URMP. URMP. Where we talk about all the things that we did watch during the pandemic. Which is just one thing.
We did start recording this before the pandemic.
Oh yeah, no, that
the first episode's before the pandemic. It'll be released after or during or it'll be released It'll be released.
Yeah. The first episode we recorded before the pandemic, and the first half of this episode was before the pandemic too. Because
those were simpler times.
Because we took a long, long break and the world disappeared.
Well, I had to go home, and there's no internet at home.
It's fine.
We tried.
But now we're back, and we get to talk about Kimetsu no Yaiba. We won't be able to refer back to what any of the things that we said in the first half because neither of us remember it. So
it's like a month ago.
It's just gonna be. We're just gonna go off the hip. Well, you liked this funny demon show, yeah?
Character's pretty.
Character's pretty.
I like the funny demon show. It was enjoyable.
Animation good.
Animation good. Music on point.
Music fucking Lisa knocked it out of the park again.
Oh, Lisa. My God, I would sell my soul to Lisa.
You will.
Thank God. I like all the characters except one.
Wow.
I find him annoying, though I do understand why he appeals to other individuals.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain everyone can probably take a guess about who that boy is that you are referring to.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, which is why I haven't named him.
Zenitsu.
Yeah, him.
Lightning Boy. I like Lightning Boy. I like all the characters for the most part, but
I mean, he's fine.
No, I get the. I mean, he's one of the terms I called him during the watch was a sex pest. I made Alayna really happy when I said that while we were watching it.
Happy's a strong word, but I did laugh for like a solid 5 minutes.
So I get the dislike term, but I think he's fine. I think he screams a lot.
He does. Yeah.
Anyway, well, we should mention that in the first half, that's the one thing I do remember. In the first half of this episode, we said we would only watch like a few episodes. We watched the whole ass thing.
We watched the whole ass thing. And the original thing was like, oh, well, like going forward in like long series of like, 23, 26 episodes, we'll like find a stopping point to review over that and maybe visit it later. And then, spring break happened and we were like, oh, well, we can just like finish it when we get back. And in fact, we could do the whole ass series like that. And so we did. And we probably just will going forward.
Yeah, so the conclusion, I guess, that we have come to is that like we will probably, if we ever, if we're definitely going to do other shows, but we're going to tackle them like a season at a time as opposed to like finding a stopping point in the middle of a season. Unless it's like that shit where it's like the first season of this show was 100 episodes long. Because shows like to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is a 26 episode little show. Demon Slayer Kimetsu
26.
no Yaiba. It's a good one.
Good one.
Uh,
I liked the pacing. The pacing was good.
the
Like
pace.
I know you mentioned that like the last couple episodes were like kind of like winding down.
Hmm?
Um, and I like at first I was kind of like, it kind of does like slow it down a bit pacing wise, and I was like, wait, literally every other shonen show does the same thing,
Uh-huh. It's just that it
where
was.
they have all their like filler episodes
Yeah.
or exposition episodes, I suppose I should call them, because they were all important. They're just slower.
Mm-hmm. And it was yeah. So like for the most part, it's just a fun little show that we're not going to be able to get like really deep and introspective like we did with Violet Evergarden because there's not really much to discuss about this show other than like kick-ass music, incredible animation. I think it was episode 17 that had the big good spider fight. Fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I actually think there's like a lot to dissect there, like with like these demon motives, or I guess not demon motives because their motive is their desire to be powerful,
Gotta
but
eat.
like the whole family aspect of that spider arc. Do these arcs have official names? I'm sure they do.
I definitely do. I think it was like I think that's probably
Um,
like the whatever it's called mountain arc, the mountain
uh,
that they were on, Mount Naganado. I don't know.
Naga Mount Demon Slayer arcs. I'm not googling in the middle of a podcast.
Uh,
What?
so they, uh, I guess I'll to fill the air while Alayna doesn't Google. Just want to bring up that yeah, no, that I mean, I guess I'm gonna slowly become known on this podcast as that animation boy because I'm the one who always gets really excited about the animation. That fucking fight scene with the Spider Kid still fucks me up so hard. I was crying like watching it because it was so good.
I think dubbing yourself as like the ex kid kind of defeats the purpose of being dubbed as something.
I can
Anyways,
just
the Nataguma Mountain arc
Nataguma.
that I pulled out of my memory
That
that I
just
certainly knew beforehand.
yeah. When Alayna has this funny power where when she has to remember something, she has to sit there for like 40 minutes.
Well, I definitely didn't just sit here for 40 minutes, but I do have to close my eyes and like press my hands to the side of my temple and think really hard. It just gives me a headache, but like
And you and if you're close enough in
I'm like
the
Psyduck.
if you're close enough in the room, you can hear like a really kind of quiet whirring, as if like a
No, I heard
mechanical
that anyways.
fan, as if a mechanical fan was going off.
No, that's just like constant in my head, dude. Constant music, constant fan whirring. Might be a robot myself now that I said it out loud.
But yeah, so we I think one of the things we brought up in the intro is that you thought that this was gonna be like that one show
Inuyasha? Is that what I
Inuyasha.
said it was gonna?
Yeah, you were like it reminds me of
It.
Inuyasha because of the aesthetic.
So yeah, the aesthetic did remind me of Inuyasha, but that's not anything that's like too uncommonplace. I think what really had me thinking of Inuyasha was that I had kind of picked up some um, modernistic influences, and while I didn't think it was gonna be the Inuyasha thing. Andrew hasn't seen it. Andrew, how much do you know about Inuyasha?
I
Like,
I watched a little bit of it when it was on Toonami.
okay, but so like like I'm not gonna ask that question. But like I thought it was gonna be like the whole like like hold on, my brain just shut down on me.
It's okay. It's a podcast. I can just take all that
it
out.
wasn't it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I had thought it was going to be similar to Inuyasha due to like when Tanjiro goes to the big city and it does look like there's electricity and stuff.
You got a steampunk smile.
But it was not at all similar to Inuyasha in the way that they do it, or in the way they do anything. Honestly, I don't know why I was thinking that. I feel kind of silly now, which I think I did say I'm gonna feel silly after I say this in the first half. Who knows?
I that does lead me into a good point. I really like the way that this show is structured out in like revealing things, and like kind of like giving really clarifying like how the world works and making everything kind of make sense because they establish when Tanjiro gets to the big city that like, oh, this is more of a modern setting than you think of, but it makes sense because
Mm-hmm.
Tanjiro's only ever lived in the mountains for his whole ass life.
Like, yeah.
uh, and and then pretty soon after you meet the big super bad guy while he's visiting the city, and we get just it is made unbelievably obvious just how much of a different level he's on. uh
Yeah. God, that last scene with him, like when they ended the season,
oh yeah.
like that badass villain is badass.
And he's also he said trans rights.
Michael Jackson said trans rights.
Well, don't say that.
Okay. Michael Jackson did not. I'm pretty sure he didn't. I don't know Michael Jackson. I'm gonna shut up now. Cut all this out.
It's just welcome back.
You can't show my ignorance.
Welcome back. I hope everyone enjoyed that 5 minutes of constant beeping.
It's you putting in Morse code saying "help me."
I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Then perish.
But yeah, no, the oh god, the bad guys are so well done in this fucking
I
show.
really enjoyed the bad guys.
Cause
And the good guys.
the good guys, I mean, everyone's well done. It's an incredibly well written story all around. But the bad guys, I like specifically because they are written very sympathetically, but never in a way that is like to justify all of the bad shit that they do. Uh, because the core dynamic of the show is Nezuko gets turned into a demon, and then Tanjiro has to save her, or whatever. He has to fight alongside her to get them to save her, and turn her back into a human. And the kind of like way that they structure that is like she is different because she has never and likely will never actually act like a demon would act. Like she is not going to go out and hurt people. She's going to like restrain herself, and it's this kind of very very interesting concept of like, the other demons are sympathetic because they didn't ask to do any of this shit, just like Nezuko. They were turned into demons without their consent, but they gave in and started hurting people, and that is why everything is bad. And like,
Were all the demons unconsenting to demonhood? I thought that was like a big plot point with one of them.
I mean, there was the Spider Boy. You could argue he didn't. He consented to it because he was like sickly already, and then the guy just showed up. But the fact, I mean, the big demon guy is the one who turns everyone into demons, and it's
Right, he's like the big father head
and he doesn't.
dude.
He can literally just, he can turn someone into demon without them wanting it. So people. I can't imagine people go up to him and seek him out to get turned into demons.
I mean, I don't know, cause being a demon, like if you're like totally cool with like consuming humans, if you're cool with being a basic vampire, um, like that's like a lot of power.
Yeah, and
Especially if you're like good enough to get like in his, what were they called, the
uh, Six
something
Moon.
12.
Oh, the Kiseki 12.
Yeah, like if you're gonna have to get in there, then like you've got power both like literally like physically um and metaphorically.
Eh.
It's not a metaphor
Yeah, but like
in demon society.
we might. I mean, maybe at some point we'll see a demon who was like specifically seeked out power because they were always a shitty person. But all of the demons that we do encounter, we kind of learn. Not Tanjiro doesn't get to learn because he doesn't get to have like backstory powers, but we as the audience get to see that they were just humans at one point and had like lives, and then they got turned into demons, and then they gave into those desires, and that's why they're bad guys. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that Tanjiro beats them is very good because he'll kick ass because he's the strongest boy on the goddamn planet. Um, but then right at the end, he'll make sure to just like be sad about the fact that they had to do all that shit and like actively like like sympathize and like be upset, and that's just cool. He's a good boy.
I would die for Tanjiro.
We would all die for Tanjiro, except internet meme where he says, "But don't actually though, because I'm the good boy and I can't do that."
Oh, is that an internet meme?
Well, it's like those those funny charts where they're like the quote is like, I would die for you, and then it's like here are the characters and how they would respond, and one of the
I
categories.
don't.
It's just like that's just a chart meme. One of those, well, one of those
Oh.
chart memes.
Yeah, the chart memes on the internet.
Uh, this is gonna be off topic, but now I'm thinking about it. I was watching a bunch of Rolling Girl videos today.
It's a good song.
I was watching all the fucking like honestly the original animation meme Rolling Girl.
There are a lot of like Rolling Girl animation memes. That's like a I mean, like it's never been unpopular to like do like little like meme animatics to Rolling Girl. But like I've seen like a like resurgence of it. Not I wouldn't say recently, but like within like the past couple years. Like I don't know if they just like have always been there and like YouTube was like, I don't want you to see this.
I think that they've been
Until recently.
I think they've been around for a while, and that YouTube is just now kind of showing them off because like a lot of the ones I see are from like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean Rolling Girl came out.
I know that the first Rolling Girl, which was just Miku, that was like 2000. That was like 7 years ago. It was on Nico Nico.
Yeah, well, it's 10 years ago.
Anyway, this is not about Demon Slayer.
No, but it's about Miku, and that's valid and important to every conversation.
Yeah,
And
Miku.
I'm sad about Wawaka again.
Oh yeah, no, that's a very 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 sad. Is that the man? I should save this conversation for not on the podcast.
Or, I mean, you could just cut it out and we'll, like, reuse it as, like, a
Just put it at the end of.
Patreon tier. Bloopers.
I just wanted to ask, is Rolling Girl the most popular Vocaloid song, or is there like a most popular Vocaloid song?
Most popular would probably be, World Is Mine.
Oh, 100. Yeah, no.
And then Rolling Girl, I would say.
It's a good song.
It's definitely the most popular Ink song.
It's a good fucking song.
It's a good fucking song. And honestly, I'm gonna be a little controversial here. World Is Mine does not deserve that #1 spot. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, oh.
Can't wait until I get like a panicked Discord message from Alayna saying, like, please cut that out.
No, I will hold firm to this.
Please cut it
Listen,
out.
when I make you watch you bet we're gonna be talking about Vocaloid.
Thanks. Now I have to edit out that name because I am dedicated to censoring the name of whatever thing we might review next.
Oh, actually, I was thinking about that. What if you and I, like, once we, like, I know we've, like, planned out, like, the next few, but what if we just, like, stop telling each other what we're gonna be watching beforehand? So we're just like, hey, you, like, we'll, like, give, like, each other, like, a time amount
call
to set
now.
aside. In call now. Also, here's the link. Although I guess that would, like, defeat.
Log into Netflix.
No, because we have, like, a whole, like, prior segment that we do.
Yeah. No.
Never mind. I thought it was a really fun idea, but I completely forgot about the first half of the whole show.
It would be funny though. I mean, we could do that for like a special or something. Like once.
Should have done that for the next one.
Like once. But yeah, no. Back to
Demon Slayer.
Back to Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
The character design's really fucking good.
Yo Yaiba.
Character design's really fucking good. We love what's that bitch's fucking name?
What is that bitch's fucking name?
The fucking boar dude.
Tomioka Giyu?
No.
No,
that's your boy. That's the boy you love.
that's my boy. Well, you said bored. I couldn't.
Boar, like the boar. He has a
Oh,
boar's
bored. I thought you
forehead.
said bored. Inosuke?
Oh, Inosuke.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna bastardize all these names.
Inosuke. I like Inosuke. I think he's very funny. I like
He's
his
really good.
I liked his little character arc where he gets beat up so bad that he gets depressed and then he gets better because he still has a drive to like be better than everyone else and so he gets over his depression.
Man, if only it were that easy.
And I like his little like segments where he's slowly learning about how good it feels when people are nice to you. And just
He just needs a hug.
like when he's in the middle of a
But
fight and
like,
someone is like, "Good job."
and he's like, oh.
Oh,
I really like how they represent that. Like they go full shoujo and just like do like the flowers and the pastel backgrounds. Um, but I do love it.
yeah, and Zenitsu's fun. I think he's fine. I mean, I've never been like I've never been uncomfortable with like overly sexual anime characters, but like I understand why other people are.
I mean, he's not. Is he sexual? I
I
might have just blanked out everything he says.
He's not
I mean,
like
he's just annoying. He's just a guy who can't take no, and that's just like really annoying because like that's real life.
yeah, but he's
um,
but but yeah, no, I get
I do like his. I do like his fall unconscious become super good thing. That's
I
fun.
don't know why that is because I haven't done anything other than the first season. My only assumption is that he's like possessed by some thunder spirit or some bullshit. Uh, because he got struck by lightning in his backstory.
Yeah. Oh, I will be reading, like, finding out where to read the manga,
Yeah,
and I will be doing that
I guess
after
I
this.
guess I'm also gonna do that at some point.
Copycat?
I mean, sure. I was just waiting until the movie came out because I wanted to see that first.
Mm.
Uh, I'm very excited for the fucking movie.
When is that? Do we
I don't know. They didn't never said. I haven't been
don't know?
checking. I haven't been checking like Twitter or whatever. But like they don't say it in the show because it doesn't have like it's only been greenlit. They don't have anything ready.
Right.
Uh, I I like I like that they hint at the Hashiras a lot throughout the entire show, kind of like building up and in sort of in that kind of like shonen way where it's like, oh, we're gonna slowly learn about each of these characters like as they kind of show up in the story naturally, but then no, like at like almost the last episode, they just all
They're
pop in.
just all
They
there.
all pop in and say hi, and we get to see every single one of them. That's very fun.
Tomioka's still my favorite.
I like Tomioka. I think he's fun. I like the the obvious the obvious role that he plays as like he is Tanjiro, but like when once Tanjiro is like perfect, like he is what Tanjiro is to be aspiring to. Because he even has like
It's just
he has like the 10th water form or whatever. No, it's like the 11th one.
yeah,
Uh,
like deep calm or something like
it's
that.
like dope ass power.
It was pretty cool. Really enjoyed that one.
uh, uh,
I did want to talk about. Hold on, you were saying
I
something.
was just saying
Uh, uh. um, I did want to talk about how different the butterfly girl
I don't know what her name is either, so it's okay.
starts with an S or something.
Do you mean the one who was like who was training like where when Tanjiro was or the Hashira girl?
The Hashira girl.
Ah.
Um, I liked her so much better in the flashback.
Oh yeah, she was cool. And then
I am not crazy about her current attitude. Like I understand story wise, like why she's done that, and like it's like a professional kind of homage to her sister is kind of how I took it. I'm sure there's more to it. Um, but God, I liked her so much better when she like spoke.
Oh, Shinobu.
like a normal person.
Shinobu Kocho.
Shinobu. Um, I've just never been like a crazy fan of like the whole like eccentric, always talking but never saying anything, kind of airy woman trope. You know?
No, I definitely I I I I agree to an extent with what that all is because I also liked her in the flashback. I liked her like real kind of hot-headed attitude. Um, but she definitely like, you know, if her sister was going to be killed, they definitely needed a character to fill that role. uh, and so she's cryptic and weird. But yeah, so that's fun. I think that the show does a really good job with pretty much all of its characters. I know Alayna over here is still rather suspicious, but I love the leader dude, of the Demon Slayers.
I don't want to be suspicious of him. I genuinely do hope he and like hope he's good. Just like it's been a very modern writing trope to have that be a twist. Not even like necessarily that like he's like been evil all along, but like just kind of like make him someone whose motivations aren't as pure, or his motivations are like misguided in some manner. Um, he like has that aura around him just because like Tanjiro does mention several times that he like feels like compelled to like be calm in his presence or whatever.
I personally, I didn't see it as him saying being compelled. It was just more like that was the aura. Like he just naturally felt better, which I mean, you can still argue like that is being compelled. It's just that he isn't verbalizing it that way. Uh, but it came off to me like it was that he was just like his aura was just putting out like this guy's chill, calm down.
You know, I do hope that it is that because I do think the whole master character you trust is someone you can no longer trust thing is like not overdone because it is a good trope. It's just been done a lot in all kinds of forms and reaches of media
Yeah,
very recently.
yeah. There's no definitely the secret villain is like a whole thing. But anyway, yeah. No, the reason that I wish that he doesn't end up being the villain is just mostly because I fucking love his design. I think that he looks so
He has a
fucking
good
cool.
design.
Like I love because it's when I first saw that, I was like totally shocked the way that he is designed. Like the fucking like I can only assume to be like some weird like demon burns or something. That
Yeah.
and he's like canonically blind because of them and he's fucking it's dope as hell. He's so cool. Uh
I'm really excited for the chance to like see him in action.
oh, one yeah, no, I can't even like cuz he's the biggest dude. He has to be at least a little bit powerful, but they established that he's blind now and it has to be like an accident. He was in a fight or something. So I can't imagine that he would be able to go toe to toe against like a really strong demon now, but he's probably still strong enough.
Oh, that is also like a trope in of itself to have like the blind character still kick ass like in a manner that doesn't portray that he is blind.
Yeah, and that would be cool, but I feel like it would almost kind of be a bit of a cop out because they established his
I
blindness very realistically.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the way that like stuff happened in the background, like when that one Hashira was like beating the shit out of Nezuko to try to make her go crazy.
Oh yeah, and he was like, "What's going
He's like,
on?"
"Hey, what?" He's like, what just happened?" And then like the two servant girls were like, "Oh, well, he stabbed her a few times and she still said no." Like, that's
Honestly, good for her.
good for her. She got stabbed like three
I'm
ass
so
times.
she really took a beating there.
Uh, but yeah, no. And so, do you have any final thoughts? We were already reaching like 35 minutes.
I'm wondering who your favorite character is actually.
Oh, I don't know.
And then further, which is your favorite of the Hashira?
Oh, well,
Which I think is where you were going earlier.
I don't know if I was actually. Who's
Oh.
to say? Um,
Who's to say?
my
Not us.
my favorite character, it would. I don't think it's Inosuke because it's like it's just. I mean, I feel like there's someone else I'm just not thinking about. But like, I really like. I just kind of like all of them. I can tell you who isn't my favorite character, and this isn't gonna be a dig because I mean, like, I like them pretty much all equally. But it's definitely not uh, the Lightning Boy again, whom I've already forgotten the name of. Zenitsu.
Yeah, him.
Zenitsu. It's definitely not Zenitsu, and that's not a dig because I still think he's fun. I think like I like the. I also I mean I just kind of have like a I have like a I really like the idea of lightning powers. I know it's not a traditional element in the terms of like water, fire, earth, air, but it's the closest thing. It's like the second step of like what you would consider an element, and I think it's like one of the coolest ones.
It is plasma.
It is plasma,
Plasma.
and it's fucking fast.
And it's fucking fast.
uh, I don't. It's probably Inosuke. My favorite's probably Inosuke. I think because I like the design. I like his character arc. I like his whole like dynamic uh uh with the main boy Tanjiro, I
Tanjiro.
and I like that his element that he's good at is just like beast.
Beast.
uh
Bloodlust
and
incarnate.
like every character has like a scent that they're kind of specialized in, like one of the five senses. Uh
Mm.
and then Inosuke's is just like instinct. Like he's just like, I know where the demon lady is. I can just put out like my instinct sense and there she is.
I did like that part where he was fighting the big spider demon.
Dad,
Um
spider
yeah,
dad.
and he had to like he was like trying to think his way out of it, and he was like, wait a fucking second, this isn't even my thing.
I don't think.
He's like, what the fuck am I doing?
I really liked in that fight when Tanjiro couldn't cut through his arm because it was too tough, and then Inosuke came over with his sword and tried to break through it, and he couldn't figure it out, and then he tried to like think about how he could do it, and then he was like, wait, and then he just started
I
hitting
have
his.
two
He just
swords.
started. I have two swords, and then he started hitting the first sword with the second sword until it went through.
That is brute force.
Like it's a really good. That's a good example of his character. I have two
That was
swords.
really good.
Uh, I also like about him canonically, he only has one sword that is his because you only get one sword when you go to the training thing. But he stole another kid's sword. Like that's a canon thing. He stole someone else's sword. Now he officially has two swords because the the crafts team like made two swords for him. But
Not anymore.
but the first time he did just steal some kid's sword.
I also enjoyed how like as soon as he got his new swords, he just started fucking them up.
He has a fighting style. He needs the serrated edge. How is he supposed to fight if it can't do that weird fucking like meat slice?
Like a normal ass person.
He's a beast. He walks on all fours
You're right.
sometimes.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway, my favorite Hashira, that's I mean, I don't there are a bunch of them that I'm really curious about, but I can't say anything about because I don't know any of them. Uh,
Yeah, I guess we really only know like the two at this point.
yeah, and I like you. I think you is really fun. I like his whole dynamic, and I like that he did just kind of like adopt them, like at
He
first
did.
glance.
He adopted them. He adopted them, and now he's older brother, and he just doesn't realize it yet.
And I like that. I like that, but I do kind of like. I do kind of like Shinobu and her just like weird ass dynamic. I also just like the idea of her element is bugs. I think that's just very
Her
funny.
element is bugs,
Uh,
but not the weirdest element there is apparently.
no, they have a bunch of weird elements. I was very excited for Alayna to meet all the Hashiras because they really kind of stretch the limits of what an element can be in this universe. Because they've got the love Hashira. She's here.
She's there, she's in love,
She
and I support her in all of her endeavors.
she loves everyone. She said
Everyone.
by rights.
Wow.
Uh,
We have no choice but to stand.
the council has decided to stand. Uh, and then there's like all those other there's snakes. There's like snakes guy. My element is
Don't like him.
my element is snakes. Uh, if I had to, because if I had to say one that I feel like I'm going to end up liking just because of how stupid I think that he is right now, it's the fucking, is he Stone or something? The guy who kept,
Oh, the priest guy? Or
oh
the
no, no, the one who kept calling things flamboyant.
Oh my god. No, he's fire.
Is he? No, no. Fire was the guy
Is
who
it?
looked like fire. There was that guy who was like
Didn't.
there was a guy who was like covered
Oh,
in
you're
jewels
right.
and shit, and every time he would say
Yeah.
stuff, he would be like, "This is flamboyantly delicious."
Like
And I just
You get it, you like flamboyancy.
like I want to know more about him because I think that he's such a weirdo right now, and I feel like I would like him. Uh, so I can't answer the second question, but the first one it's probably just Inosuke and maybe the flamboyant boy, or probably just Giyu because he's the one that is the most developed and is nice enough. I don't know.
I love him.
He's fun. He's fun. I like.
I
Oh my
love
god, I
you.
love the grandpa.
Yes.
I can't. Like every show. This is just like a thing. Any show that manages to pull off like the fucking like that found family, but with like an actual adult. Because like
Oh god.
there's found family dynamics where it's like they're all basically just siblings, and that's great and all. But the found family where it's like there's just an old man and he just is a grandpa now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you kidding me? Incredible. He's so happy when
God, I
Tanjiro
love
got back from the war,
God.
where
Oh, I love found family so
all of his
much.
other grandkids got killed by one big demon. And he was like, "You beat him." Aw.
He he could have said something to Tanjiro.
I don't think he knew.
Yeah, I was thinking about that like right as it came out of my mouth. I was like, hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure like he sent them there when he caught him when he was just a regular ass demon. He probably expected that guy who just died immediately.
Yeah.
Uh, but no, he lived on and he's eating a bunch of that guy's kids. Uh,
It's like in retribution, your bloodline shall end with me.
I was, hey, when I first watched this is, I mean, obviously I knew everything because this is my rewatch. But when I was watching this fucking show the first time, I literally like gasped when I realized that those kids that were helping Tanjiro were ghosts. Like I was like, oh my god, they're dead.
Did you realize it like when they revealed it,
I
or
think I realized it like
like
at the end of the episode where they were introduced. But like even then, that's like late because they're
mm-hmm.
really mysterious and up until then. Uh,
They're good. I like their characters.
I like their characters too. I like their I fucking love their masks. Oh, that's something I wanted to mention. I love this show's I said the character design. I love this show's like shuffling character design where they have characters be dressed differently based on like where they are and like what like kind of place they are in the story. Obviously with Tanjiro he kind of gets an outfit once he's like fully considered a demon slayer, and then he doesn't really stray from that very often. But like he had his like old ass clothes where he was growing up and that was just his family clothes, and then he had to like run off and like live, and he like got some like cooler clothes I think, and then he got sent to the demon trials and he had like this cool ass like blue yukata robe, and his like weird ass fox mask, and then he got his other clothes. I just like that. I like when shows have characters dressed differently like throughout the
Mm-hmm.
series.
I love the fox aesthetic to the masks.
Oh yeah.
Um, that represent specifically. Oh, I know the grandpa's name.
We know the grandpa's name, everyone.
We know the grandpa's name. Starts with a U.
Demon.
You. Do you know the grandpa's name?
Demon Slayer Grandpa. Oh, it's bringing up the grandma lady.
Oh, she's good.
She's good. I love her character design.
She's just short and
She's
old
just an
and
old
likes
lady.
taking care of kids. And I support her.
I love old lady characters just in any media.
Mm-hmm.
They're always so funny. Yep. Oh, Urokodaki. Urokodaki.
Him. Urokodaki.
He's
I did my best.
Yeah, I know he's got his funny mask, and he gives all of his little kids funny masks, and they're fun.
It was good.
It's a good show. Everyone go watch it.
Good show.
If you've watched it before,
Gets
go
the seal
watch
of
it again.
approval from Unnamed Review Media Podcast. Ba-dun-dun, da-dun-dun.
And that'll be the end of that. It's a low energy today.
Low energy. It's late. It's 10:30.
It's 10:30
for me.
The next episode's gonna be fucking wild, but I can't tell you what it is because it'll.
I'm so excited.
Because I don't want to have to censor my fucking episode again because I'm dedicated to this bit where I.
I'm so excited about the next one.
The next one
I need to think about like some questions. For the before bit.
I'll say that. For the folks at home, the next episode is one that we didn't expect to be the next episode, but then Alayna remembered that it exists.
Oh, I never forget that it exists, but I didn't know that you hadn't seen it.
I suppose.
Or that it had been long enough. I forget what your case is, but.
Well, no, I have never seen it because I was born in the year 2000.
Okay.
Because I'm not.
I was born in 98.
Because I'm not 87 years old like you.
Shut the fuck up! I'm ending the podcast.
Goodbye.
That's so fucking rude. I swear to God.
Play the ending music, everyone. Sing along. There's no lyrics.
We don't have ending music.
We do have ending music. It's the same music that was in the intro. The same music that's in the intro. Like, I'm just gonna stop recording so I can tell it to you. Bye, everybody.
Okay, I'm good. Bye.